Platinum X here again with Stranded Deep. I just got back to my island of origin, my home base. As you can see there, I'm building my clay dock boathouse. I've only farmed clay off of 4 islands so far, and I still got to go back to the 5th one to get the clay. And I just in the previous episode I showed the shipwreck that was offshore. One of the massive ships, one of the big like container ships that is just absolutely full of containers and lockers and just a ton of loot, and also raft bases. I got like 12 tires off the ship and 9 barrels, and I think 15 buoy balls. So lots of raft bases, lots of other loot, and I just got back to my island here because I knew I had to get back to take care of my farm, and I've already used one container. It contains 5 water. Like, I literally got back just in time. Every one of these was completely empty. So as you can count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've already used one jug to go ahead and get some water in these before they get destroyed. So I literally just got back just in time. That's kind of why I started this, to kind of just point out, you know, when you have a farm, you have to make sure you're not away too long and wind up losing your farm. Because if it dries up, the farm plot will be destroyed, and you will have to I'm not sure if you completely have to destroy it and rebuild it, or if you can just replant. I think you actually do have to destroy it and rebuild it. But again, like I said, just make sure when you're away and you do have a farm that you do not stay away for too long before getting back to water your plants. Just trying to evenly disperse it at the moment, which I don't really need to keep doing. I got plenty of water. I've already gone through all 4 jugs. All right, so let's go ahead and refill these. Do I even have any food on here? I've got one thing of medium. Need to go ahead and eat it. Now what I do, I not only make sure that all of my water before I leave, so that when I do come back, all of the water stills are full on top and full of leaves on the bottom. Now some of these are missing one because, again, this was full, or it was still brewing to fill this, and so I mean, I did fill up the leaves, but then, you know, that way when I get back, like I did just now, and that thing completely empty, I was able to refill my jugs, and leaves are already stocked in the bottom for those to immediately begin stilling more water. Because this is only 4 plots. I mean, this is a small farm. When you've got, you know, a lot of plants in your farm, it takes a crap load of water if you let it get too low. So I'll definitely need more water stills. Like when I get my yucca plant farm growing, I'll plant like 6 more yucca plants, plus those 3, that'll make 9 yucca plants. So that I've got plenty of leaves. So you want to make sure you're coming back like at least every 3 days to reharvest your leaves and water your farm. So when I get 6 yucca plants, and then I've still got more, which I'm not really sure. Well, I have to plant at least 1 for the trophy, but it doesn't mean I have to, like, I can either reload or just destroy it. I don't have to necessarily keep it going. But there's 2 other plants that make potions just like the PP plant. I don't know what their names are. The aloe vera is one for the sun protection, and the other one is the one that allows you to hold your breath longer underwater, which is great for exploring those big ships like I just explored in the last episode, and where I got all this stuff I was explaining in the beginning of the video here. Really don't need more than 1 of each of these, again, for the trophy, and it's nice to have this fruit. Now, this is mostly for food. It will give, like, I think 3 food and 1 water. Well, as you can see, I need more water than I do food, because I ate that. I shouldn't have ate that meat hanging. I should have ate that fruit. But it is what it is. And I also have some potatoes. Now, I'll need more potatoes when I start using fuel. Fuel is you use potatoes to make fuel for your helicopters and your motorboats. If you decide to use a motorboat, which I usually I don't really use the motorboat. I mostly just use the sails. I'm not sure if the motorboat is even faster or not, but so that's what the potatoes are for. But they're also good for food. Like I said, I think all of these are the same. I think they're all 3 food, 1 water when you eat them. And then these 2 together can make a gauze potion, which is the same thing as a bandage. If you're bleeding, it will fix your bleeding status effect. So I still have 2, actually 3, counting this one right here. You have to plant this for the trophy, but it's not actually used to make anything. Alright, all these are full, right? Alright, so I got my farm watered. Are all my jugs filled back up? Nope. One there. This one's not. So I need to get some leaves back in there. Alright, so farm watered, jugs refilled, and looky there, days survived, 86. No deaths. I nearly died on the last island. I was just, as soon as I got to that island, because I had mentioned it in previous episodes about having a new camp starter kit. That way, as soon as you land on a new island, you already have what you need on you to establish camp without running around scavenging things. Rocks, sticks, and the 2 cloths. Every island has 2 cloths on it for your camp. So you don't need anything when you get to a new island, because again, rocks are laying around, sticks are laying around, and there's 2 cloths on every island. But you have to find them, which it's not hard to find them. I mean, it's relatively easy, but what almost got me killed is it was one of the islands that has wildlife on it. There's a big boar that's hostile. It'll charge you as soon as it sees you, and it did some damage to me. I got away from it, but then as I was still scrounging for stuff to get my camp started, it attacked me again, caused more damage, and then the time that I spent scavenging for camp supplies, you know, again, the rocks and the sticks, and looking for those cloths, I was running low on food and water. So here I was, beat to crap from the damn boar and the large crabs. The large crabs attacked me. Of course, they're easy to stay away from, but I think they did a little bit of damage to me just from catching me off guard while I was trying to loot stuff. And so again, here I am near death and out of water. So of course, you use coconuts. There's plenty of coconuts. You just can't use them too close together or you'll get sick. So here I was trying to use coconuts to stay alive, while at the same time trying not to get sick, while at the same time trying to stay away from that stinking boar. So my camp is kind of like my meat smoker or my campfire, and yeah, my meat smoker or campfire and the water still are on the other side of the island from my shelter. Because again, I had to make these things in order to, you know, I had to make the shelter in order to save it. I think I made the shelter before getting attacked and nearly killed by the stinking boar. And then, because the boar was hanging around the shelter, I had to get over to the other side of the island, get away from that stinking boar, so that, you know, to give me time to get my resources replenished, to where I could get back into the healthy status and, you know, heal. So I'm literally like just standing on this little spot on the other side of the island from my shelter, watching out for the boar, and just like waiting for the water to still and waiting for my heal, you know, once I got healthy, waiting for my health to get back up. So I nearly did die. I was down to half a bar of health. And I had talked about the new camp starter kit several times before. I just have been kind of lazy putting it together and taking it with me. So I have plenty of resources now after scavenging 5 islands. The only thing that got left on the island that I'm talking about, that I nearly died on, that I just got back from, the only thing I've got to do there now is to get the clay. And I think I'm just going to use, if there's a shark in the area, I'm just going to use a shark repellent. Because trying to kill a shark sometimes will eat up all your daylight, and then you'll have to wait till the next day to farm your clay. Because that's something you do not want to do at night in the dark. So I'm going to make sure that I get that new camp starter kit ready to go before I set sail again and head back out there. And what a new camp starter kit would consist of is fronds for, you need, I mean, every island's got palm trees. Unless you've already cut them all down. If you cut them all down, well, you've already established a camp, you know what I mean? So, a new island that you've been to, a newly discovered island, I guess I should say. I mean, all you gotta do is cut down a palm tree, and you've got all the fronds you need. You need 1 frond for your water still, and the other 4 for your shelter. But, again, the whole point of the new camp starter kit is so that you can establish camp as soon as you land, to avoid having to run around gathering. So what I'll do is I'll, you know, carry, and if you, once you cut the bunch off of the top of the, I think it's called frond bunch. I can't remember exactly if that's what it is or not. But when you cut the top of it off, you know, it'll separate the bunch from the tree trunk. Well, those stack. You can put a stack of 4. Each one of them breaks into 5 fronds. So you can actually fit more into, you can fit a whole stack into your containers. I've labeled some of these, but all of them, I think the ones with the fronds aren't labeled. Yeah, see? Yeah, I got 2 stacks of 4 fronds. So you only need 1 for a new camp. Like I said, when you break that into the 5 fronds, 1 of them's for your water still, 4 is for your shelter. So you only need 1, but my new camp starter kit will have a whole stack of 4 fronds. A stack of coconuts, which actually you can go ahead and do the coconut flasks. That way they're already prepared, because the coconut flask is for the water still. See, shelter, 1 lashing, 4 fronds, 3 sticks. Campfire, 4 sticks. Fire pit, 3 stones. And so I always like to go ahead and get my meat smoker. Not just build a campfire, but get the meat smoker. So again, we've got like a stack of lashings. It doesn't have to be a whole stack, but just, you know, a bunch of lashings, a stack of fronds, bunches, not the individual fronds, but because only 4 individual fronds will stack. Well, you need more than 4. You would need more than 1 stack, but so a stack of the frond bunches, you're good, and you can actually use those for water too. But I always take a stack of leaves as well. A stack of sticks, stack of rocks, cloth. You can put 4 cloths in a stack of your water, coconut flasks, and then the meat smoker. That's it. That's all you need. So sticks, rocks, lashings, cloth, coconut flasks. I did say rocks, right? So again, that's what a new camp starter kit would consist of. So again, before I set back out, I'll make sure and have that prepared so that I don't run into that same situation. Because especially when you're going to an island on the outer ring, you're not just sailing to the next island. You're sailing 2 islands away. So that takes more time. So that's draining your water and food even more. So by the time you get there, you know, that's something else that's going to be in the new starter kit, the new island starter kit, is you need to make sure you've got water flasks, which I've got 1 leather. I mean, I've got my clay jugs or flasks for my farms because they hold 5 water each, versus a leather. See, these are labeled plank, scrap, plants, rocks, food, buoy balls. There's my labeler. There's my leather flask, water skin. Well, you need to make sure you got some water skins. Oh shit, I never did. Damn it. I'm not going to use this. I prefer to use these stone tools to cut these leaves. It does take 2 hits instead of 1. But as many leaves as there are on these islands, these little small palm trees. That's what I mean by leaves. It takes too much durability out of your axe. I mean, it's kind of like overkill. It only takes 1 hit, but it's overkill. Because it only takes 1 hit to do the whole bush. So again, the stone tool does take 2 hits, but you need the stone tool to make other stuff anyway. So I'll use these stone tools to cut the leaves to deplete the, well, not completely deplete it, but get it down to like 2% or 4%, because it's 2% each hit. So you can get it down to 2% and then use it to make your next crude axe. And then you use your crude axe to make your next refined axe. So I've got a refined axe right here. And see, 1 hit takes on the whole tree that drops 6 leaves. So why would I deplete the durability of my axe on the 1 single leaves? You know what I mean? So it's just a way, because I keep saying in just about every episode that rocks are a very limited resource. They do not replenish, and there are tricks to sustain your, rock supply. Meaning, like I said, with, using those tools before making the next axe, or even, your picks, or, whatever tool you're making, you use the tools to harvest those leaves. Again, I know it takes 2 hits instead of just 1, but again, it really helps sustain your rock supply by doing that. I'm gonna have to move this water still to get to that one. But then at some point, like once I get my yucca farm going, I really won't need to keep messing with the single leaf, the little small palm trees that drop a single leaf. I just, it won't, I won't need to run around doing that anymore, because I'll have plenty of leaves. For the moment, I should get some rest. Yeah, when I left the last island, I made it a point, because I knew I needed to check on my farm. I needed to get back, so I made it a point to get back while it was dark and just skip resting. And it's a good thing I did, because like I said, when I started this video, I had already put one water in them each. But when I got back, they were completely out of water. So if I had rested before coming back, I might have got back to dried up, dead farm. So now I kind of have to get some rest. Well, I don't really have to, but while you can't sprint like I'm trying to sprint. You can't run while you need rest. And food. I think I'll go ahead and rest and then just eat those fruits. Yep. 3 food, 1 water. Alright, that is full. Now that's the only one I have right now. I don't really need a whole stack, but it would not hurt to go ahead and make a whole stack. That way you always have plenty of water on you. Need to get some food stocked up here. Alright, so anyway, I just wanted to go over all that. And let me go ahead and get my new camp starter kit. So we need a stack of rocks. Actually, I need 2 stacks of rocks. I mean, not necessarily. I need 3 for the water still, yes. But then I need 3 more for the fire pit to make the meat smoker. But every island's got rocks laying around. So as far as establishing camp as soon as they get there, I don't necessarily need more than 1 stack. Alright, plank, scrap, plants. What else is in that one? Okay, my water jugs. Stack of sticks, which they survived 87, which probably need 3 sticks for the shelter. 4 sticks, that's 7 sticks. And 3 more sticks for the meat smoker, that's 10 sticks. Well, again, there's plenty of sticks on the island. So we need at least 2 stacks of sticks, though, for the shelter and campfire as soon as we hit ground. Well, actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and do a complete kit, which is going to be 3 stacks of sticks, 2 stacks of rocks, and then it's just going to take more than 1 container to get everything. So we need lashings, and I did see, where were those lashings? Or not lashings, but leaves. There they are. And pull all these leaves out of here. Make a stack of lashings. I believe lashings will only fit 4 in a stack. Yeah, none of these are empty. I left a whole crap. There was a whole. I got so many containers off of that ship. I left like, I think 7 more empty containers laying on the beach. Yeah, there's a stone tool I've depleted, or not depleted, but used up to the point where now I'm just waiting to make another axe with it, or whatever, like another pick maybe. So I need another empty one of these. Damn it, get the middle. That buoy balls are the middle one, okay. I'll go ahead and empty this one out. And just put this stuff somewhere else. That. There we go. Alright, so sticks and rocks in the first one. Then we got the stack of lashings. We've got our, I'll go ahead and, I mean, I'm not going to do it right now. I don't have enough coconuts here. I've used up all my coconuts on this island. So I kind of need to bring a pile of coconuts back with me at some point. That way I've got some coconuts on this island. But I need to go ahead and make a full stack of flasks. I've got one container here named potions, which is one of these, I think. It's one that I take with me. I don't leave it here because... No, I must have left it on the island back there. So it's not just empty containers on the other island. I think I left my container of potions, which is all the consumables. Several aloe salves, antidotes, and gauze, and breath boost. So anyway, as I was saying, we've got our sticks and rocks, we've got our lashings. You only need one flask for the water still, but I'll eventually make a whole stack for this kit. Alright, so fronds. Where were those fronds? There we go, stack of fronds. Alright, so that takes care of the shelter and the campfire and the meat smoker. I got enough rocks for the fire pit as well in order to make the meat smoker. I got the sticks. Oh, cloth. So this is a good thing too. You know, cloth, I don't want to make a loom on every island. I only need one loom. So it's always a good idea, even though every island has 2 cloths, it's just a good idea to travel with a stack of cloths or a stack of bandages, because you never know when you might need to make a bandage. You know, bandage fixes the bleeding status. So if you get hit by a shark, a lot of times if they grab you, they're going to cause the bleeding effect. So it's just a good idea to travel with a stack of claws, because you don't need the loom to make the bandage. You only need the loom to make the cloth. How many? I only have 5 leads, so I need to find some more leads. Actually, I've got a couple of... Oh, there we go. We got a whole stack of cloths already. So when you are exploring ships, a lot of times you'll find cloth in these containers on the ships. So that's the starter kit right there. And then what else? We'll put our water flask. Well, no, the water flask really you should carry on you. Don't leave it when you're on the raft. Don't leave your water flask in the crate. It's better to have it like where you can just, you know, I mean, you can either drop anchor. I mean, you don't have to drop anchor, but it's not a good idea to not have your hand on the rudder when you're at sail and the sail up. Because if you get knocked off or fall off and your sail's up and you're not anchored, your raft is gone. You ain't catching it. Like, good luck. So again, anytime, you know, there's even a trophy for resting. You can, a sleeping bag. That's what I probably should put in here. But I haven't even made a sleeping bag yet. Alright, so anyway, that's it. That's the starter kit. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. And I'll see you next time. Make sure and stay alive.